And this time I just wanted to say happy 50 subscribers. So I've got 50 actually a while ago I got 50 subscribers on my channel, but I I don't know if you guys noticed what I posted, but I just got through a bad breakup. Well, I mean, the breakup itself wasn't bad, but I just got past the bad parts of the breakup. And yeah, so that's why it took me so long to get my last video out. I actually had it recorded even before my breakup, but then that happened and I didn't feel like editing it. So yeah. But I'm glad to be back though, and I'm really thankful for all you guys who subscribed to me. And sorry that like the top of my forehead is cut off in my hair, but I don't look that good right now, so I don't really look that well right now. I think like my hair is all messy and whatnot, so but I really want to make a video, so figured why not. Anyhow, so this one is going to be a special hour-long video, and I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to decide to do this, but I know that you guys are going to be shown they're going to be shown kind of like, I guess you'd say, like an outtake of my last video. I know that I personally like following the lights type of stuff. This ad I got. It's my newspaper. Sounds pretty nice when you rip it. Some scissor sounds I think would be nice as well. Okay, so I follow the light up, down, left, right, okay. So, what I want to do next for you guys is I want to read from a book. And I know that I have read to you guys before, but it wasn't very long. But it wasn't very long, and I thought that whispered reading is not really like reading a lot anyway, isn't something that I've done. So I figured, why not do it? And I mostly wanted to do this too so that I can get up close and personal with you, so I know that I can whisper. So anyhow, I am reading Servant of a Dark God. Don't think you guys can see it. The cover is kind of messy because it was sitting on the floor and got all dirty, but it is just a cover. The cover is actually, the real cover is under my bed. It's under my bed, so at least there's no way for it to get messed up. If this fall tamed Talon, he'd be good for nothing but the war weaves. An image of him at the wizard's altar in Whitecliff flashed in his mind. The divine training is fire away, the essence that filled the days of his life, so it could be used by a letter vessel, by a Dreadman. The Dreadman would give Talon homage for the gift, but Talon didn't want any homage. He yelled along, "No!" A stick poked Talon's eye, then his ankle caught, and Talon swung into the center of the tree and smacked his head. Key grunted. Grab a branch, he said. Talon looked up. He felt like a piece of bark the size of his thumbnail was stuck in his eye. He could barely see, but it was clear that his ankle was caught, not in a fork of two branches, but in Key's iron grip. He bent over a branch holding on to Talon's ankle, his face set in determination. You're slipping, he said. Talon twisted and finally found a branch. He grasped it with both hands. I've got it, let go. But Key did not let go, and finally found a branch. He grasped it with both hands. But Key did not let go. He repositioned his grip and said, "You'll hang here until they told us where you've hidden your stuff." Talon's eyes ran like a river. "What about my trousers?" "Gaw," said Key. "If I come across your trousers, I'm going to burn them. Then you'll have something to yell about." "Oh, what's going on here?" said Da, standing at the base of the tree. "They've taken my work trousers," said Talon. "Is that so, Da?" asked Key. Talon still hung mostly upside down, blood rushing to his head. "It is not," said Key. "You three," Da said. "Today I come out of the barn to find one of you hanging naked in a tree. What am I going to find tomorrow? Get down, both of you." Key looked down at Talon. "You're lucky." Then he flung Talon's legs away. Talon clutched the branch. His body swung around like festival acrobats. His grip on the branch slid. Then he reached out with one foot and caught another branch to take on. Talon studied himself. When he finally cleared his eye enough to see, Key stood next to him. "You should thank me for saving your neck." emptied to grab his ankle, and Key had held him as if he were nothing more than a sack of potatoes. Why couldn't he at least gotten half of Key's strength? He sighed. It was going to be annoyingly inconvenient to have to wear his fine pair of pants to work in, and at week's end when he cleaned them up much joy, he'd have to sit around in his underpants and bathe and bat the fly and bat the biting flies away. Talon climbed out of the tree and stood before Da. Did you look for the pants in the barn? Da asked. Of course he had looked in the barn. He looked everywhere. I'm not going to ruin my good pair. Then work in a leaf skirt. I'm not buying any material for another pair. Nothing in heaven or earth will make me feel negligence. I wasn't negligent. It doesn't matter anyway, said Dot. Put on your good ones. Get the peppercorns. You're going to the village to get some hens from old Ma the Faller. I've gone too many days without eggs. Us up in the fields and with the barley. Well, I'm saying right now that I want some hens, and you're going to get them. Shall I get going? Asked Nettle. No, said Dot. You're getting back on your horse to take a message to the Creek Widow. Nettle smirked. The one that told you not to come around. What other one is there? Asked Dot. He held out a sealed letter to Nettle. The Creek Widow was a Mokadian woman with a tenacity of almost 20 acres. She had been a family friend for years. But this last summer she ordered Dog out of her house and off her land, and try as Talon might, he could not get Dog to tell him why. He expected it had something to do with her perennial efforts to marry Da off. Half the time Talon thought she wanted Da herself, but Da was stubborn, and Talon was happy about that. While he cooked food fit for Divine, she was busy and a bit odd, talking to vegetables and rocks and always smelling a little bit like a goat. Was this letter an indication that Da was making up? Paper, said Nettle, a tease in her eye. You must be serious. He held the letter up to the sun as if trying to read it. You broke the seal, Da said. You break the seal, Da said, and I'll have your hide. I wouldn't dare touch it, said Nettle. Then go, said Don. You shoot them both away, be gone, and hurry back. I don't want to lose any of that barley. Talon pushed the cart and the chicken basket so through the 3 miles of the muddy woods to Stackle. When he finally broke onto the broad valley, was so refreshed by the sunlight and breeze, so soothed by the smooth sun, warm dirt to the road under his bare feet. He didn't immediately notice the fields and orchards. Instead, he basked in the glory of day and the fact that not only is escaping being maimed this morning, he also avoided a number of hours sweating in the barley. The peppercorns hung in a pouch around his neck. It had been 2 years since he marched, hardest things they asked you to do, which you would do with joy, was to trick your own kid into their traps. And so that was how whole families disappeared. Some were enslaved, others were sent to the fearsome altars of Ishtar as sacrifices, for the bone faces were bloody people. But Talon figured those who went to the altars met with a bitter end. For if the rumors were true, the bone face findings were strong enough to compel a slave beyond his life into the world of the dead. He imagined the fate of his Pinky, the bone-faced slave masters, among the fingers from their most valued slaves about their necks. They rest, they locked up in a special room, and when guests came to call, especially if the slave master was wealthy with dozens of formidable slaves listed among his assets, he would take his guests into the finger room and show off his collection of desiccated and rotting dishes, just as a good gourmet wife might show up her collection of dishes or lace. There was no sign of struggle in the fields. The clans had patrols along the coastlines during our season. Last year there had been battles, but those had been far out on the Finger Islands, not on the mainlands on the wind. Nothing this year, but it had to be bone faces. What else could make the villagers flee the fields on such a fine day for work? Gosh. Gaw. About how he wished Da and Kay were here with him. If he only had his boat, that would improve his odds. Da, Akor, my bowmaster, had taught his sons well. Talon could shoot 8 arrows a minute, and not to simply fill the sky with the hazardous rain of death. No, Talon could fire at that speed. And hit what he was aiming at. But he didn't have his bow. All he had was his knife and a pile of chicken baskets. This man he'd have to slice open his own neck if the blighters got to him. For he wasn't going to be turned into a villain, nor would he allow himself to be used as feed for their terrible gods. Talon thought he might lose any pursuers in the thickness of the woods, but who was to say that they hadn't already circled behind him? Besides, the safety of the village with this embankment walls was much closer. Smoke trailed from the sky from behind the walls of the village, but it was thin, not the thick smoke from burning homes upon the timber and earthen wall. He saw the glint of 3 men wearing helmets and carrying spears. The gate stood closed, which only confirmed his assessment of the situation. Talon looked back at the woods. He searched along the tree line following the river and snaked its way through the valley. But saw no shallow-bottom ship's mast. Perhaps they had landed further downriver. Perhaps the village had been forewarned and the raiders had yet to attack. He quickened his pace. He did not want to be caught outside the gates. The cart and chicken baskets clattered along the dirt road as he went. He watched the shadows and trees. He kept an eye on the fields. He prepared himself at the first sight to run. He passed 2 large wicker creels on the bank of the river. One had toppled over. Its lid hung loose, and a tangle of fat brown eels wriggled their way back to the water. The sight raised the hackles on the back of his neck, and Talon began to run. Down the dirt road he went, and then it was over the bridge. On the far side of the bridge, one of the chicken baskets bounced off, but Talon paid it no mind and let it lie in the grass on the side of the road. He didn't You, said Roddick in disgust. Stay right where you are. And that was it for Chapter 2 of Servant of the Dark God. Since I was doing visual stimuli for you before, I figured, because I haven't done this before, and it pretty much goes along with it, I figure that I may as well, every time. 1 minute, sorry. Figure that I may as well do this for you guys now. So what I have for you guys are, these. They are just little toys that you can get. I got mine at Myers, but I'm sure you can get them other places. They're just little toys that light up LED lights for kids that you just put on your fingers. I know that Heather Feather has used these in one of her, as far as I've seen. As far as I've seen, she is the only one. I mean, though I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I think they're rather cool. So I'll turn that one off and turn the blue one on. I have to say too that these are not all that comfortable. I'm not sure. I honestly kind of want to know how she felt in these. I don't know if my hands are just bigger than hers or what. But honestly, these kind of cut off the circulation on my fingers because they're so tight. They are meant for children, you know. Now for the standard white one. I did use these in my channel trailer. You guys only just saw the lights on the wall though, if you guys seen it. Which, if you guys like Sounds and Rapid Succession, you guys should check it out. You can even unsubscribe for me just to see it if you want. And then subscribe back, of course. Better subscribe back. I'm just kidding. Whatever you want to do is fine by me. If it's popular enough, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind unlisting it so you guys can look at it. I might make another channel trailer, to be honest. And now we'll do the green one. anyways, what I wanted to do for you guys was, because I have over 50 subscribers now, I figured that now would be a good time to tell you a little bit about myself. I wrote down some tags, but there's not a lot of them. I don't have a printer, so I can't print stuff down, so I have to write it all out, and I don't really want to spend any more time right now writing it out, so I'm sure I'll do another tag video and more tag questions later. But for right now, this is what you're gonna get. So anyways, this one is just a beauty tag. So would you rather go out with messy hair and nice makeup, or nice hair and no makeup? I think that I personally would much rather go out with no makeup and nice hair, because I actually don't wear makeup that often anyways. Like, all the videos except the one that I did my makeup tutorial in, as you guys saw, or know anyways, I don't have any makeup on. I don't generally wear it that much. I really only wear makeup for special occasions, or times where or times when I just feel in the mood for it. So, second question is, would you rather shave your eyebrows or have your eyelashes fall out? Either really, but if I had to choose between them, I think that I would choose probably shave my eyebrows. Yeah, shave my eyebrows off, because you can always pencil them in. And not to mention that I feel like if I didn't have eyelashes, I don't know, like, eyelashes are just, you can't pencil them in, you know, like, you can't really pencil them in like eyebrows. And another thing about it too is that I think you would just look kind of weird without them, you know? Like, and also it keeps, you know, stuff like, dust and other crap from going into your eyes too. I mean, your eyebrows are supposed to stop some of that too, but your eyelashes are the main thing that stop that, so I feel like you'd get a lot of stuff in your eye too. Okay. Number 3. I actually looked at this question wrong, and I wrote down like a completely different question than it was actually supposed to be, but whatever. I think this is fine. This isn't a bad question either. Would you rather wear lipstick or lip gloss? Really, that depends on the location and time and everything like that. If I was just in my house, if I was just here in my house, just going about my day, lip gloss. But if I were to go out, it would be lipstick. But just in general, if I had to choose in general, I would say that lipstick, by far. You just get a lot more options, in my opinion. This one's kind of funny. Would you rather wear MC Hammer pants or biker shorts in public? That's question number 4. Biker shorts, I think. So question number 5. Would you rather have a bad orange tan or weird tan lines that you can't cover up? Definitely weird tan lines. I mean, I don't know, I would not want to. I mean, like, where are these tan lines at exactly? I mean, because if they're on your face, I don't know. I guess it would depend which would go away faster. When the orange tan would probably go away faster, wouldn't it? I would assume. That's actually kind of a hard question. I thought I would know the answer. If it weren't on my face, if the tan lines weren't on my face, I can deal with them everywhere else. I would pick the weird tan lines. But if the tan lines are on my face, then I would definitely pick getting an orange tan. Number 6. Would you rather have a bad haircut or bad color? I think I would rather have bad color just because if you get a bad haircut, you know, you have to wait like 6 months or something before your hair really grows out and be able to, you know, like really start over again with a better haircut. Whereas with sorry, with the color, you could always just dye it again. I would assume so. Unless it was black. Then you'd probably just have to bleach it. Okay, so number 7. Would you rather have YouTube or Twitter taken away? Hands down. Oh no. It's if you had to live without would you rather live without YouTube or Twitter for the rest of your life? Hands down, I would rather live without Twitter. I'm not even that big of a fan of Twitter, to be honest. I only have it, I mean, when I first made it, I made it just to make it, but now that I got it up and running again, I actually really have it to keep in touch with you guys better, which I don't even do a good job with that sometimes, to be honest. And finally, number 8. Would you rather give up makeup brushes or mascara? That's a hard one too. I think that if you gave up makeup brushes, everything you did you'd have to do with your hands. Or I guess you could use other utensils, but I don't know how that would work out for you. Because even if you made a homemade makeup brush, it's still a makeup brush, it's just homemade. So, I don't know, you just have to use your hands for everything. That would be crappy if you had to use, if you had to, like, do different makeup jobs with your hands. Like, okay, here's the blue, and then here's the black. Yeah, that wouldn't be cool. Or no mascara, but I really do like mascara. But I suppose I could go without mascara though, as long as I put fake eyelashes on. That would give you basically the same effect. And then you could just use eyeliner. So yeah, no mascara. I think that's what I would pick. So yeah, that's it for the tag. I don't know exactly how long this is right now, so just to I don't really mind how long it is, to be honest. So I'm gonna turn this off and then